Now, we talk about also building viscosity utilizing fatty alcohols or waxes, and that's a very common way to build creams. They form very layered structures. So the surfactants and the fatty alcohols will organize together to form rigid portions, and then the polyoxyl chains will go in between, and then you'll have layers of stiff and then fluid regions that extend throughout the entire formulation. And this is what forms like a gel. It's called a lamellar gel network. When you look under the microscope, you might see these round bodies, as I'm showing you here. You see a dense, hard, almost roundish, it's like an onion actually. If you look between some of those bodies, you'll actually see this kind of rippling effect, because it's now there's also sheets of this that spread out through the whole formulation. And this is what builds the viscosity in many creams and lotions. It's just this interaction of the emulsifier with fatty alcohol and then the microstructure that forms. And because it's like a microskeleton through the formulation, it builds the rigidity so that you can put the cream on your finger and then put it on your skin. And we take that for granted, right? But if you don't have that structure, then you just have liquid, and when you put it on your finger, it's going to fall on the floor. It's not going to stay there, right? So this is amazing how the microstructure allows us to build things that we take quite for granted.
I thought a really interesting part of your presentation was when you spoke about matrix building and semi-solid formulations. Could you talk a little about that example, walk us through it, and why do you feel that developers need to think about it in that way?
Yeah, I think you're referring to the part of the presentation where we were talking about how excipients can mix together, particularly emulsifiers and fatty alcohols, and the molecules organize on a microscopic scale to build structure in the formulation. We showed some images of those structures. And what happens then is you build viscosity. So this is how you can take something like a milk consistency that's pourable and very fluid and make it into a creamy consistency so you can pick it up and apply it on your skin. But also this interaction of excipients to form all kinds of other microstructures is really what drives the performance. So things like the viscosity, the physical stability, even the drug delivery out of the formulation is impacted by the microstructure. And that can be the excipients that organize. It could be the API. The drug itself may have different crystalline forms, different morphologies, different polymorphs. So there's a lot of implications around the microstructure. It's not just, I know you mentioned in this case the matrix building, but there's lots of other implications with microstructure also.